World leaders do say they want to keep global temperature rises below 2 degrees. But even that could lead to huge changes in sea levels as a result of the melting ice caps. Our science editor Lawrence McGinty in Copenhagen explains.
In the last few years, evidence of the threats posed by climate change has been mounting. The polar bear, just one example. I've travelled the globe reporting those threats, and the evidence is now so clear, world leaders are convinced they must act. Copenhagen is the time and the place, but what they're offering in a Copenhagen Accord just won't be enough for people like Jeremy Leggett, once a Greenpeace warrior, now a green entrepreneur.
2 degrees isn't good enough for a large number of the most vulnerable developing countries in the short term, and actually for all of us in the longer term, because the risk of awakening feedbacks that can amplify the whole horror story is huge, even at 2 degrees Celsius. So it should be self-interest for us to target something well below 2 degrees Celsius.
Or for Ronnie Ajayo from the Nigerian delegation to Copenhagen.
I think the mood has totally changed. By about midday, it was becoming clearer and clearer that the chances of actually getting a deal, a legally binding deal today, I doubt if we'll achieve it.
And even if they managed, without a legally binding deal, to keep temperature rises below 2 degrees, the consequences could be severe. The Greenland ice sheet could start to melt. The melting Arctic glaciers would be accelerated. The West Antarctic ice sheet will be in danger of collapse, melting into the sea. Up to 10 million people will be affected by coastal flooding each year. In southeast England, thousands of homes could be underwater. And for low-lying islands like the Maldives, it would be devastating. One estimate predicts between 15 and 40% of animal species would face extinction. Vulnerable regions like the Mediterranean and southern Africa would experience a 20 to 30% decrease in water supplies. African crop yields would drop by as much as 10%. Millions more would face hunger and malnutrition. It was never really a conference to save the world, just to save it from the worst that might happen because of global warming. Lawrence McGinty, ITV News, Copenhagen.